The 2020 housing bubble, the 2021 housing market collapse, the 2022 housing market apocalypse, the 2023 housing market implosion, and the 2024 housing market meltdown. All of these are titles of videos made by various YouTubers, including myself, over the past 4 years, but the reality of the housing market in the US has been very different. Instead of crashing, the markets have only gone up. In fact, according to the infamous Case-Shiller Index, home prices in the United States have increased by 42% since January 2020. This video isn't about excuses, but rather the reality and addressing the various problems that plagued all of these predictions over the past 4 years. To begin, we first need to take a step back and understand some history. Back in 2005, before anyone had ever made a video about housing on YouTube, the United States was experiencing a massive bubble. At the time, the general consensus was that home prices had risen too rapidly and were excessively high. According to the Case-Shiller Index, from January 2002 to January 2007, a span of exactly 5 years, the average home price in the US had surged by 58%. This increase was significantly higher than any growth rates in previous decades, leading many to question the sustainability of such growth. Indeed, it turned out to be unsustainable. By 2007, the housing market collapsed, revealing the bubble. Between 2007 and 2012, home prices plummeted by 27% nationwide. In some areas, the decline was even more drastic, with reductions exceeding 50% from their 2007 peak values. The crash confirmed that the market had been in a bubble, exposing the true economic vulnerability. So now fast forward to 2020, and we were starting to see similar issues arise. For those following the pricing data, it was all starting to look very familiar. Remember how I said prices increased by 58% in the 5 years from 2002 to 2007? Well, from 2020 to 2022, which is only 2 years, prices in the US increased by around 42%. There was no way this wasn't a bubble, or at least that was the prevailing consensus. Even housing bulls could acknowledge that this kind of growth was far above normal. In cities like Austin, the situation began looking grim. Following the interest rate hikes and the stock market normalizing, it was here that home prices actually did begin to plummet. According to Zillow data from June 2022 to the present, the typical home in Austin had lost over 17% of its value. Initially, the rapid decline led many to believe that this signaled the start of a massive nationwide crash. However, this assumption proved incorrect. The situation in Austin turned out to be an anomaly, primarily affecting only a few other cities. Across most of the nation, home prices remained stable, despite monthly payments reaching levels that economists considered unaffordable. The broader US housing market had remained resilient and prices have held steady. Everybody was wrong. So should we all delete our channels and move on from YouTube? Well, according to some creators, yes, that's sort of exactly what should happen. If you listen to someone like ClearTax, the answer is a resounding yes. You can hear him call out all of these creators in a video he recently uploaded titled Housing Market Crash 2024. Let's be brutally honest in this video. Take a listen to his take.
In today's video, let's review the housing market crash of 2024. So people have been saying that there's going to be a housing market crash ever since 2020. I'm going to show you. For example, you can take a look at Graham Stephan, prime example of clickbaiting. He has mastered the art of clickbaiting with the housing market crash. I know other people have been doing the same thing, but let's just use him as an example. So this is from 2020. The upcoming 2021 real estate collapse explained. This is 3 years ago. The housing crash. Don't ask me about the messed up face. I have self-respect and dignity, so I cannot relate. Look at this one. Don't buy a home. You'll regret it. So he made this video in April of 2021. In April of 2021, home prices were lower and mortgage interest rates were at 2.9%. 2 years back, clickbaiting continues. Graham clickbait Stephan. 1 year ago, he adds fire to the clickbait, as if the lies were not enough. Warning for the 2023 housing market crash that didn't happen. 7 months ago, the housing market is getting destroyed. No, it's not. That's a lie. 3 months ago, housing crash. 3 weeks ago, housing crash. So this is 4 solid years of clickbaiting by Graham. As I told you, he's a prime example. You saw the evidence for yourself. But I understand why people clickbait, because it gets the views, it makes them the YouTube revenue, but at the same time, it spreads misinformation, and I find it very disingenuous. To some people, that's important. To other people, I guess not.
Now, I know there's going to be a lot of comments in this video that probably agree with Clear Value, and from the surface that makes sense, but there is something missing from his take that deserves some attention. Sure, many of us were wrong about a future crash despite some concerning data, but the entire issue of clickbait on YouTube is sort of a double-edged sword, and it leaves a lot of creators in a weird spot. Let me explain. What you have to remember, and what every finance creator on this platform understands deep in their head, is actually very simple. We are not professional economists or investors or advisors. We are entertainers at the end of the day. We create finance content that is meant to generate views, and of course, you try to align your content with your actual view that's hopefully backed up by real data. Does that mean that someone will be right? No. But we present a take that is hopefully both realistic and entertaining. That is YouTube. If we were actual economists or professional investors, I can guarantee you that we wouldn't be uploading any videos because our primary concern would be doing exactly that. Anyone who uploads on YouTube with a larger audience is in the business of media and entertainment first. If you are looking to support people who are actually in the trenches doing serious work when it comes to financial analysis, most of the time they are not here on this platform. One example of this is Bill McBride. This is a man who writes and analyzes housing data in a serious scientific way and then writes about it on a Substack called Calculated Risk. Or Altos Research, which is the premier resource for real-time real estate data. Guys like Bill and Mike, they are not on this platform making these types of videos, and for good reason. I'm here to tell you that finance YouTube is a business of views, while they're in the business of reliability and data science. Mike Simonson isn't out here looking to get 500,000 views on his next upload titled Pending Home Sales Prices Hit All-Time Highs. He's going to get a few thousand, which hopefully drives more people to his research platform, which is his primary business. I use Mike and Bill's charts all the time and try to credit them as much as I can, but if we're being real, they are the experts and I'm merely an aggregator who presents it in a way that is centered around views and engagement. And if you think people like Clear Value Tax are any different, please take a moment to reevaluate. This is a channel that has over 52 million views, and I can almost guarantee you that has resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for him. YouTube is purely, at the end of the day, a business, and the business is based 100% on the amount of views you get. So let's take a look at Clear Value Tax and see which of his videos are driving his revenues. And as you can see, there is a clear pattern here. Sure, he may not be using wild thumbnails, but look no further than the title. Warning, crash, disaster, all of these buzzwords result in views like this, while more appropriate normal titles result in views like this. You can hate it, but it's YouTube, and thumbnails and titles should be viewed as headlines, meant to grab your attention and get you to read/view. People are psychologically wired to notice and react to potential threats, so headlines that suggest danger make people more likely to read the article or view the video. But at the end of the day, the content itself has to be good in order for the video to perform. However, you can't have one without the other. In the business of YouTube, you need both. You can make the greatest finance video of all time, but if the title and thumbnail are boring and plain, there is a very good chance that the algorithm just won't pick it up. So please, next time you see a video thumbnail that suggests something bad and you click it, please judge the content and not the cover. Many of us have been wrong about things like housing prices, but pretending that you're somehow not in the business of views and always right about financial predictions is a sad stretch. And I hope that everyone watching finance videos is well aware of these facts. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments below what you think about my take regarding the finance YouTube space.